Hello, young man. I'm here to talk to you about a very important theme, and that is how to overcome fear and anxiety in our daily lives. You see, fear and anxiety are two of the most common emotions that we experience, and they can be very debilitating if we don't know how to handle them. As someone who has spent many years fighting crime and protecting the innocent, I can tell you that fear and anxiety are two of the most significant obstacles that we face. First of all, let's talk about fear. Fear is a natural emotion that we all experience at some point in our lives. It's a response to a perceived threat, and it's meant to keep us safe. However, when fear becomes excessive or irrational, it can be very debilitating. It can prevent us from doing the things we want to do, and it can even lead to anxiety and depression. So, how do we overcome fear? Well, the first step is to acknowledge it. We need to recognize when we're feeling fearful and take steps to address it. One of the most effective ways to overcome fear is to face it head on. This means that we need to confront the thing that's causing us fear and anxiety, and we need to learn to manage it. For example, if we're afraid of public speaking, we need to start by speaking in front of small groups of people and gradually work our way up to larger audiences. If we're afraid of heights, we need to start by standing near a ledge or a balcony and gradually work our way up to more challenging heights. Another way to overcome fear is to practice mindfulness and meditation. Mindfulness and meditation can help us to focus on the present moment and to let go of our worries about the future or the past. They can also help us to develop a greater sense of self-awareness and to become more tuned to our thoughts and emotions. By practicing mindfulness and meditation, we can learn to recognize when we're feeling fearful or anxious, and we can take steps to manage those emotions. Now, let's talk about anxiety. Anxiety is a feeling of worry or unease that can be very debilitating. It can prevent us from sleeping, it can affect our relationships, and it can even lead to physical symptoms, such as headaches and stomach problems. So, how do we overcome anxiety? Well, the first step is to recognize the signs and symptoms of anxiety. We need to pay attention to our thoughts and emotions, and we need to take steps to manage them when they become overwhelming. One of the most effective ways to manage anxiety is to practice relaxation techniques such as deep breathing, progressive muscle relaxation, and visualization. These techniques can help us to calm our minds and bodies and to reduce our feelings of anxiety. We can also try to engage in physical activity, such as walking or running, which can help to reduce our stress levels and to improve our mood. In addition to these techniques, it's also important to seek support from others. Talking to a friend or family member about our anxiety can be very helpful, as can seeking professional help from a therapist or counselor. A therapist or counselor can help us to identify the underlying causes of our anxiety and to develop strategies to manage it. Now, I know that overcoming fear and anxiety can be very challenging, but I want you to know that it's possible. With the right techniques and support, you can learn to manage your fear and anxiety and to live a more fulfilling and meaningful life. Remember, you're not alone in this struggle. There are many people who have overcome fear and anxiety, and you can too. As someone who has spent many years fighting crime and protecting the innocent, I can tell you that fear and anxiety are two of the most significant obstacles that we face. But I can also tell you that they're not insurmountable. With courage, determination, and the right support, you can overcome fear and anxiety and achieve your goals. So, don't let fear and anxiety hold you back. Take the first step today and start working towards a brighter and more fulfilling future. Remember, you have the power to create the life you want, and you have the power to overcome any obstacle that comes your way. In conclusion, Overcoming fear and anxiety is a process that takes time, effort, and patience. It requires us to be brave, to be determined, and to be willing to face our fears head on. But it's also a process that's worth it, because the rewards are immense. By overcoming fear and anxiety, we can live more fulfilling and meaningful lives, we can achieve our goals, and we can become the people we've always wanted to be. And if you feel this talk helpful, don't forget like and subscribe. And if you want to be a more grateful person, you can donate on the Patreon account, link on description. See you soon, friend.